All right, welcome back to another episode of the Perfect 10 podcast. I am your birthday boy host, Jacob Erdy. Alongside me, as always, Daniel Dees.
The non-birthday boy. Happy birthday.
Thanks, dog. If you're watching, Dees did me a birthday favor. We got these sweet hats on.
Party hats.
Yeah, I'm always rocking a hat of some sort. This one doesn't count as a Hammond establishment.
No, it does not.
Did it come from the Ultimate Party store though?
Came from my garage.
Okay, fair.
I mean, it probably has like a spider web in it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I hate spiders, bro.
I was waiting for you to have it all for a while. Okay. Nothing in there?
We're good? It's clear, dude.
All right.
Dude, if I would have got bit by a spider, bro. Anyway, yeah. Tell them what we got coming, dude.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. Today we are talking comebacks.
Comebacks.
Yes.
Not verbal comebacks.
Not verbal. Not like retorts. Like, oh, yeah, well, your mama.
So basically any other comeback, though.
Yeah, like a career resurgence, maybe
sports, music, any comeback in any way.
Yeah, historical comeback.
Right. Political.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do any politics, but
we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
any honorable, dishonorables?
Do you have any honorable dishonorables?
I have honorable, dishonorable, and 2 super mentions.
Oh wow. I only have 1 honorable mention, and that's just because I don't know if you're gonna get it or not, and I totally unintentionally involves one nugget of one of our most common reoccurrences in this podcast.
Okay, what you got?
I got Kim Kardashian.
That's part of my super mention.
Is it because of Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite.
It's so good, dude. I literally thought
that's part of my super mention.
I just thought of it moments ago. I was like, okay, I got to put that on there.
That's a good one. All right. Honorable mention. I got Muhammad Ali when he was not allowed to box anymore. Right. Came back.
Fair. Okay.
I got Michael Bisping.
Bisping, interesting.
Yeah. People don't remember. Like he came out guns a-blazing after the Ultimate Fighter Season 3. He had a good career going forward. Then he gets epically knocked out by Dan Henderson.
Did he? Wait, but during that, did he change weight classes?
He won the Ultimate Fighter as a light heavyweight, which is 205. Then he goes down to middle weight, 185, and just tears shit up.
Right.
And then he ran into Dan Henderson, got knocked out, and then he fluctuated a bit.
I thought there was some
here and there.
Yeah.
And then he fought Anderson Silva in London. And if you didn't watch that fight, at the end of the second round, right as the buzzer goes off, Anderson Silva throws a microsecond late flying knee. Isis Bisping knocks him out cold.
Okay, I vaguely remember that. There's a lot of controversy around it, right?
Yeah, it could be argued that the fight should have ended there.
Yeah.
But Herb Dean, buzzer went off, doesn't count. So Bisping collects his bearings on the stool. Don't know how, like any other person would go on and just die from that. But he got back on the stool, recovered, went and beat Anderson Silva. Very next fight.
What?
Yeah, went up, won the decision. I mean, by MMA scoring, he did win that fight. Now, all you Anderson Silva fanboys, I'm sorry to say it. He lost. I mean, I love Anderson, but he lost. But the very next fight, he came in on short notice to fight Luke Rockhold for the middleweight title. He came in on short notice, and Luke Rockhold choked him out their first meeting. And when he came in on short notice, everybody wrote him off. He was like a plus 720 underdog, I think.
Oh, wow.
Knocked him out in the first round.
Nice.
Comeback, baby. They were like,
okay.
All right. And my other one is Kyle Busch, NASCAR driver.
Kyle Busch.
Let me go back to my text message. I was actually talking to Travis about this. He said, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't. Yeah, he also threw out Kyle Busch. I got 2 now. I got Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. Kyle Busch.
Okay.
He wrecked at Daytona and Xfinity, broke his leg, came back halfway through the season, was allowed to make the playoffs, and he won the championship.
Oh, nice.
Next one was Kyle Larson. He was kicked out of the sport completely. He wanted to win 90 dirt races. He went through some counseling and came back to win the championship the next year.
Okay.
All right. So I actually have another NASCAR driver.
It's a lot of NASCAR for comeback.
I mean, come on. I mean, had to do my research on this, but those are the 2 Travis got me. He didn't guess the one I put, though, but we'll get to that later. And my last honorable mention is Larry David. He left Seinfeld after season 5, kind of disappeared, and he came back, did Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's still going strong. One of the funniest shows on television.
Yeah, okay.
That's my honorable. My dishonorable, I got Lance Armstrong. Yeah, he overcame nut cancer, lost one of his testicles, but roids kind of taints the comeback.
Well, it was blood doping, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my other super honorable mention is when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl.
Well, hey, look, that's just disrespect that that's not on your list. Honestly.
Well, the only reason I didn't rank it because it's a fictional comeback.
Hey, a comeback's comeback, dude.
I'll give you that.
Oh,
another honorable mention. All those times, not just me, not just you, but everybody. A good comeback, going to work hungover.
Yeah. Hey, I can support that.
Yeah, that's a
Props.
comeback we face quite frequently.
Weekly.
Okay, not weekly for me.
Okay, so
let's dive in.
Dive in, dude.
All right, my number 10. I'm just gonna give you two numbers, and immediately the world will know what I'm talking about. I got 28 and 3.
Yeah, I got it higher in the list.
All right, we'll get back to that.
I got another sports football score comeback.
Okay.
Do you?
I know which one you're talking about, but I didn't rank it.
Okay.
All right. Number 9. It's a comeback that does not get talked about enough because, in my opinion, it changed the entire trajectory of football as we know it. Number 9, I got Drew Brees' comeback.
How I didn't think of that at all, I don't know.
Because after his stint with the Chargers, they didn't know if he could play football again.
Right, yeah, he had some very significant shoulder surgery, which at the time, I think nobody had really recovered from.
Yeah, nowadays it's a very common thing to recover from. But at the time, he couldn't recover. It wasn't known if he could come back.
Throwing shoulder.
And if Nick Saban would have been patient and signed Drew Brees, but instead he went, all right, I'm going to go with Dante Culpepper, who's actually coming off ACL surgery.
Well, Culpepper's, he was good.
At the time, though, it was reasonable to pick Culpepper over Brees. But if Saban would have picked Brees, would the Saints still be in New Orleans? Well,
Bama wouldn't be a powerhouse.
Would Bama be a powerhouse? Would Nick Saban have gone back to Michigan State if he'd have failed in Miami? Who knows how college football would
look?
It's
like one of the biggest sports what-ifs of all time.
Yeah, what would football look like if Drew Brees went to Miami?
Right.
Yeah. And number 8, I got Steve Jobs. Got fired from Apple.
Oh, yeah, and then they just fell apart.
Well, it didn't necessarily fall apart.
Right.
They treaded water.
Right. They were aimless.
Yeah. Treaded water. They fired Steve Jobs. He went on, started up Pixar, which we know of for Toy Story and all those awesome movies.
Right.
So he got his job back at Apple, ends up killing it. iPhone.
Obviously.
MacBooks.
Hard to do much better.
Yeah. And became a billionaire.
Yeah.
And then died from, very treatable cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was very treatable, but he went with the homeopathic medicines and shit.
I never even looked into it.
Yeah. Hate to see it.
Yeah. That was
my 10, 9, 8.
Oh, my number 10 spot. Okay. I guess I'm just going to say again, I'm starting with a football comeback. 45-44.
Are you talking about the Bills?
No. 45. Colts Chiefs 2014 wild card game.
Didn't think of that one.
I remember this one very specifically because it was the last game of a 5-team parlay that I lost because the Colts came back. They were down 28 points. It's the second or third biggest comeback in NFL history.
Yeah, the first one's that Bills one, but no one really remembers that.
Right.
The only reason we remember that is because of Chris Berman.
But 2014 wild card weekend, the Chiefs were up. I think it was Chiefs minus 8. Or no, it might have been minus 4.
I know the Chiefs were favored,
but
I know they were significantly favored.
The Chiefs were up. It was 35-7. Yeah, I think it was 35-7 at halftime. And then the Colts came back and won 45-44. It was just it was in the
long run, it worked out for the Chiefs. I think that was the offseason they got Patrick Mahomes.
I believe so.
They traded up. They had a decent enough pick to trade up, jump the Saints to get them.
But that was what all Colts fans were dreaming of with Andrew Luck, and then he just couldn't stay healthy. He just couldn't.
Yeah, they couldn't protect him. If he had that offensive line that the Colts have now, sheesh.
Oh yeah, it would just be shredding it up.
Yeah.
That's my 10 spot. And my number 9 spot. One, I don't think anybody's going to see coming. I don't even know if you would necessarily call it a comeback. I kind of do, just because there's a huge difference for is it basically a career change. I got Hootie, old Darius Rucker.
I like it
Because like Hootie got wildly popular, and then for some reason, I guess just like a lot of other bands, they got so wildly popular so fast, and people just hated them because of it for no good reason. And then he like
That was a popular thing to do.
Then he just vanished for a while. Then all of a sudden, a resurgence in the country music career.
It's
Darius
because
Rucker.
of that. Yeah, it's because of that resurgence that we call him Darius now, not Hootie.
Right. I still call him Hootie.
I mean, yeah,
He'll always be
it's
Hootie,
Hootie, but if somebody said the name Darius Rucker, now we know who it is.
Yeah, you know who.
But if it wasn't for his country resurgence,
you would never know his
name.
name.
Like Darius Rucker, who's talking about? They go, oh, Hootie. Oh, Hootie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I got Hootie in my 9 spot. My number 10 spot. This one is like I don't know if it's celebrated. I mean, it kind of is. If I Mike Tyson.
That's a good one. Didn't think of it.
For multiple different reasons. One, for his fight career on its own.
His life in general.
His life in general. His fight career had 2 different stints, or probably more than that. But I mean, the ones you know of, because he had pre and post prison.
Yeah.
Now, he also went to prison because he was a convicted rapist.
Yes.
So his life as far as before and after that, because now everybody, if you say Mike Tyson, everybody loves Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but I know people who will never forgive him. Whoa, he raped somebody. Yeah, I get that. Horrible thing to do. But if you really understood Mike Tyson's life from the time he was a child, from the time he went to jail
like 30 something times by the time he was 18.
He should have been a statistic.
Right.
By far. Like, even when he was a young boy, like his mom used to like hoe herself out in the bed that he slept in. Like while he was sleeping, his mom was hoeing herself out.
It's a wild story.
It's amazing the way he's living now. Like how he got out of that. Like, I got nothing but the utmost respect for Tyson. Not many times you could say that about a rapist.
Right. So that's why I say wild comeback story.
Like, I think he has the most underrated story of any athlete ever. Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of rags to riches stories, but I mean,
it's rags to riches to rags to riches to rags, and finally back to riches.
Right.
Like, it was literally, his life is a literal roller coaster.
And I still think The Hangover also did him a huge favor.
Yes, it did.
Since that movie, everybody loves Mike Tyson.
Yes. Yes.
You don't even think about all the stuff that happened
you get a
back
chance,
in the
late
80s, early 90s.
Go look up his one-man show, Undisputed Truth. Awesome shit.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of it's classified as stand-up comedy, but it's more than that.
He did like a tour, right?
Yeah. I don't know why it was classified as stand-up comedy. There's some funny tidbits in it, but
I know what you're talking about. It was like a few years ago he did it and filmed it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to be confused with the book that he wrote, Undisputed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But that is my 10, 9, 8.
All right.
Which actually, that just reminded me of an honorable mention, but I'm not going to throw it out yet, assuming that you might have it in your list.
Okay. What you got?
I mean, I'll say Kobe Bryant.
Didn't think of that.
Also, was he convicted or just?
No, I think it was extortion.
Okay. Fair.
That's just good old.
But also, comeback story from 8 to 24.
Mm-hmm.
Changed his number, changed his life. Everybody loves Kobe.
Got rid of the bob, went with the bald head.
Yeah.
Just started. Yeah. All right. Number 7. We mentioned political earlier. I got a political comeback. Not necessarily political, but more so life, but ended up turning political. I got Ulysses S Grant.
Okay.
He was in the Army and he graduated. Hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Didn't see that coming. I was like, JFK.
There's no coming back from what JFK came through. When your head just does that.
I'm not talking about his head blowing up, dude. I'm just talking about,
But yeah, Ulysses S Grant. He quit the Army after his what would it be, a regime, whatever. They went out to Oregon, went out west. He figured, I can't do this. We're just going to come back to Missouri. We'll just live a simple life. Well, he got into some harsh debt, became a very heavy drinker, filed for bankruptcy.
Respect.
Then the Civil War happened. Just so happened he was in the right place at the right time. He ended up winning the Civil War and he ended up becoming president.
Okay.
Nice little comeback from bankrupt to president.
Right place, right time, dude.
Literally right place, right time.
Gotta love it.
So yeah, that's my number 7. Number 6, another sports related. Not many people know about this. I mean, some people know about it, but they don't know the story, why it's such an awesome comeback, how improbable this comeback is. I got Leicester City Football Club from the Premier League.
I don't know who
that is. Haven't spent most of the 2014-2015 season in the bottom 3.
That recent?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
24. All right. When you're in the bottom three of the Premier League, at the end of the season, you get kicked out. You go to what's called the Championship League. And you got to fight. You got to be.
Yeah, that's called something.
Relegation.
Relegation. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're on the brink of relegation from the Premier League. And they did what's called a great escape. They ended up finishing 14th in the league. A pretty impressive achievement in of itself, but it was nothing short of miraculous that the following season, without spending ass loads of money for their squad, and they didn't even change their manager, they end up becoming Premier League champions for the first time in their history.
Oh.
And it wasn't like it was a fluke either. They were sweeping teams. They beat the shit out of Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, my team, and they won the league by 10 points, which is like 3 victories and a tie.
Oh, so by a lot.
By a lot. By soccer standards, 10 points is a lot. And yeah, it was just very proud. If you would have bet them to win, that's like one of the biggest underdogs in sports history. Like if you would have bet like $1,000 for them to win the Premier League that year, you could just retire off that.
Nice. Okay. I just don't know anything about soccer, dude.
Yeah, that's why I had to explain it.
Fair.
Yeah. All right. So that'd be like, let's say Louisiana Tech being promoted to the NFL and making the playoffs.
Interesting.
That it'd be that magnitude of accomplishment.
That's
all right. So that was my 7-6.
So my number 7 spot. Oh, let's see here. Hold on just a second, dude. So my number 7 spot. You mentioned it earlier, dude. It's disrespectful that you didn't have it in your list at all. The greatest fictional sports comeback of all time is when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl.
But it's fictional.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't include it.
Yeah, but still, it's everybody knows that comeback, dude.
Yes, they do.
And so it's one of the greatest comebacks of all time.
It was greatest fictional comeback with that, or
the Mud Dogs had no chance without Bobby Boucher.
That's true.
You know,
remember when Michigan let their towel boy play? That was one of the most underrated parts of the movie on ESPN. They showed Michigan just letting their towel boy play at what was it, receiver or tight end? He catches the ball going across the middle and just gets lit up.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You never see that part of Waterboy with the towel boy?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're talking about yeah. In the movie.
Yeah.
I thought okay, never mind. But yeah, I had to throw the Mud Dogs and Bobby Boucher in there, dude, just because everybody knows he showed up at halftime.
Yeah. And they won the Bourbon Bowl.
They won the Bourbon Bowl. Yeah.
And Coach Klein
got ain't no guess.
And Coach Klein got his manhood back.
Exactly. That's my number 7. My number 6 spot, you mentioned it earlier. I got 28-3.
28-3.
I remember I was like, it was.
And it's okay for us to talk about because Georgia just won the Natty.
Well, and the Falcons suck. This is a very
shout out Jordan Rager. He's having a good 4 months. Braves win the World Series. His Dogs win the Natty.
He can have those, but hey, the Falcons suck.
I think he knows that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think
it's like any Georgia fan's least favorite professional team.
Yeah, right now, yeah. I mean, trust me.
Or not, I mean, dogs aren't professional, but I mean, it's...
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I know a bunch of people from the state of Georgia who would, like, seriously sacrifice their left testicle for Falcons win a Super Bowl.
Well, that's on them.
That is on them. I give up my nut.
Which is fair, because, I mean, you could have said the same thing about me for a long time.
For the Saints?
Yeah, we got one 11 years ago, though, 12 years ago.
And hey, your nut survives.
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't Lance Armstrong in it.
But no, I watched that whole thing. I remember it. It's probably the most vivid drunk memory that I have. Most of my drunk memories, I don't, they're just not there.
Mm-hmm.
But it just happened to be,
relatable.
We've watched multiple Super Bowls on like ski weeks. Like for some reason, that's just how our ski vacations usually iron out.
Yeah, it's the first weekend of September. February, man.
February, right. Because it also falls out around Mardi Gras time sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in a hot tub watching it through like a fogged up window the whole time. And just, it's like the blurriest entire game I've ever watched. But I just was glued to the hot tub and the whiskey and just loving every minute of the comeback. It was insane.
And I almost just turned off the game completely. I was like, this is over. This is a joke. Brady's washed.
I can't remember exactly what play. Well, I mean, I can't remember exactly what play it was. But I remember at a certain point, it was like, this might be a like there's something specific.
There was something in the air that made me not want to turn off It's like, it's Brady. I mean, yeah, I feel like he's washed now, but he's not. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on just for a little bit longer.
I can't remember exactly what play it was, but I remember thinking like, okay, this might be wild. And then it started, that momentum shifted.
Dude, did it ever.
And like all of us that were at this on our ski trip, we're all Saints fans. So we're just obviously cheering on the Patriots. Like we don't want the Falcons.
And it was that final Falcons drive where they were throwing the ball instead of clocking it.
Yeah. Oh, it was a horrible game. They could have won it easily.
Yeah, that last possession, they could have won it. But for some reason,
they left so much time on the clock.
They wanted to throw. No one knows why they were not killing clock.
Yeah, I mean, horrible game calling. I don't know.
Probably one of the worst coaching disasters I've ever seen.
Yeah, Super Bowl 51, 28-3. That's my number 6.
All right. My number 5. I got Cavs coming back down 3-1 against the Warriors.
Okay.
That is an insane comeback. Considering that Warriors team.
Right.
Broke
that was
the regular
a 73
season.
Win team, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they just came. LeBron willed that team to victory.
Now,
Kevin Love's playing like ass.
I do like that LeBron won one for Cleveland. Okay, but there's just something about that series that, like, I just
don't say it's rigged.
No, not rigged.
Okay,
but it just seems,
improbable.
Well, improbable, but I know it wasn't rigged, but it just seemed like it was almost handed to him.
No. Well, no, hell no. I'm not. No.
It was just.
And that block. The block, Draymond,
sure.
That's like one of the greatest moments in NBA history.
I can't figure out the word I'm trying to think of. It just seems
too convenient.
It's like a hollow victory.
No, they ain't no damn way that's a hollow victory.
I mean, okay, Draymond got suspended, whatever.
But his second best player that whole series was Matthew Dellavedova.
Oh, yeah, that's fact. No, I get that. Yeah, no, Delly was an animal.
Yeah, whatever happened to him?
Well, no, he played for a few years after that and was really good, but he just
faded away.
Very similar to
that's a one-hit wonder right there.
Very similar to Caruso.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and what's his name? JJ Barea.
Yes. And Birdman.
Chris Anderson.
No,
not that Birdman.
The basketball player, white guy.
Yeah,
with the fro.
Chris Anderson.
That wasn't his name, dude.
Yeah, it was. Let's see.
It was
yeah, Birdman Chris Anderson.
Okay. Fair.
Your boy.
Yeah.
All best white dunker of all time.
Well, one of the best what was that challenge they were doing for a while? Where everybody just goes nuts.
Harlem Shake.
Harlem Shake, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was the worst internet challenge.
Dude. We still have to do viral challenges and trends.
Yeah, we'll get
at some
to
point. But
yeah, I never seen a white boy dunk like him. Because back when he played,
was just so tatted up, dude.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
And he had that shaved head mohawk.
Yeah, and like before Hornets games, he would just like tomahawk that shit.
Yeah.
How do we get to that?
I don't know. We go down these long roads, but anyway.
All right, number 4, a comeback that we've all wanted, that we kept lying to ourselves that it was happening. Every time he seemed like this guy would like get close to it, we're like, oh, he's back, and it just wasn't until he finally. No, Tiger.
Oh, Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger's back, baby.
Okay, yeah.
Everybody wanted Tiger to come back so bad, and we're like, we're fooling ourselves. We're just kidding ourselves. Every time it seems like he's having like a good round. We're
going to get back to that.
We are? All right, awesome.
Oh, yeah, of course we are.
All right, I'm glad you put
one of the greatest comebacks in sports history.
Okay.
Anyway, that was your 5-4?
That was my 5-4.
My number 5. You probably won't see this one coming. Mostly because most people probably didn't even realize he was. I'm gonna personally say he was off the rails. Whether he actually was or not, who knows? I got Joaquin Phoenix.
I think that was more so he was like getting into a role.
No. Okay. Did you watch I'm Still Here?
No, I did not.
Please watch it.
All right.
It's a horrible watch. It's gonna waste an hour and a half or so. I can't remember how long it was. You have to watch it. He tricked It's such an insane. Was he acting or was he being real? It's impossible to figure. From what I could tell, he was having a mental breakdown, and he took like 2 years off of acting to try and become a rapper.
I vaguely remember that.
And he legitimately, like, I think he got Jay-Z to try to like produce a track, and his rapping was comically bad.
I imagine it not being good at all.
And he's like banging hookers and doing coke. Like, he's clearly off the rails.
I mean, we've all been there.
No, when I say
like we've all had that time in our lives where we just go off the rails.
No. You got to watch. Look, if you're listening, I'm telling you right now, don't go watch it. It's an absolute waste of time. But if you like the Joker and you like Joaquin Phoenix, you got to go watch I'm Still Here. It may not even be available on Netflix anymore. For his sake, I hope they took it down. I can't tell you how bad.
It's like one of those movies where you're embarrassed for them.
It's not a movie. It's a documentary.
But you're still embarrassed for him.
He produced it. Like, yeah, oh, absolutely. Like, I can't believe it actually got put out. That's why I'm saying I can't figure out if he did it as the wildest prank of all time.
Let me see where it's showing.
Dude, please look it up. It's called I'm Still Here, Joaquin Phoenix. It was like 2014 or 2016, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the Joker might have been his first.
It was 2010.
2010. Okay.
You can stream it on Vudu, Tubi, Redbox, Crackle, Pluto TV.
Oh, Redbox. Wow.
That's still a thing.
I would not have assumed it. So I'm assuming it's not a physical copy. You can't go.
No, yeah, stream it. Okay. Redbox app.
But look, trust me, if you love Joaquin Phoenix, then it's worth a watch.
Oh my God, just looking at the picture.
It's unbelievable. There's multiple super famous rap artists that like
try to help him, but he just
just because of his acting success, they all like did him a favor. Like, all right, man, like, you know, hey, look, if you're really trying, look, you can come in the studio, we'll give you time, blah, blah. And he just made fools of them. I can't stress enough how bad it is, dude. Like, I watched it on Terrible Movie Tuesday, and it's such a waste of time. But like,
means that Terrible Movie Tuesday was a success.
Correct. It's so bad, you have to watch it. Add it to your list.
All right.
Anyway, so Joaquin Phoenix, after this unbelievable fall, came back and was the Joker, one of the most popular movies of all time.
All right.
My number 4 spot. I'm assuming do you have any more sports guys?
One more, but I guarantee you don't have them.
Okay, I got Kurt Warner.
That's a good one.
I
love Kurt Warner. One of my
went
favorite.
Undrafted, got drafted by the Packers. Ended up playing for the Roughhousers or something like that.
Some arena team. Then he went to NFL Europe.
Right.
God, I miss NFL Europe so bad.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah. Then apparently I'm assuming he wasn't bagging groceries for long, but it makes for a good story.
Yeah, they actually got a movie coming out about it.
Right. I think is he playing himself?
No, Zachary Levi's playing him.
Okay. But yeah, so I got Kurt Warner in the 4th spot. If you love football, I mean, especially if you're our age, you remember The Greatest Show on Turf.
That was one of my favorite teams of all time. That's like a little about me. Before I was a Titans fan, I was
2001,
1999 to 2001. It was a 3-year stretch.
Okay.
Like I was the biggest St. Louis Rams fan. It was Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Isaac Hakeem, Ricky Prohl. Dude, just a badass lineup. Yeah. Great offensive line too. You had Adam Zimmerman, you had Orlando.
I was glad when they beat was it Titans, right? And
by 1 yard. This so happens they beat my second favorite team, the Titans.
That was 99, right?
Yes, by 1 yard.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That was a fun Super Bowl.
It was. Like, 2 of my favorite teams were playing. Like, it had my favorite team playing against my favorite quarterback, who was Steve
That was McNair. When who was the quarterback for the Titans?
Steve McNair.
Steve McNair. Yeah, everybody loves Steve McNair.
That was also a comeback in of itself.
Well, he died in what, like 2009?
Something like that, yeah.
I can't remember what happened.
Shot.
Oh, that's right.
By his mistress.
Right.
Don't do it. Don't. Hey, no simping.
It's tough out in these streets, dog.
If you're gonna simp, don't simp your mistress.
Correct. So that is my 5-4. But
All right.
Kurt Warner was a dog for a while, though.
All right. So when I was doing my digging, I read this story. I was like, this is a top 3.
Okay.
It's a NASCAR one.
Interesting.
All right. The guy's name is Michael Waltrip. So Travis, if you're listening.
Daryl Waltrip's son?
I don't know who that is.
I just remember Daryl Waltrip.
Oh, Daryl. Yeah. I got him in my notes.
Hey.
Look at you.
Hey, shout out J-Tom. He'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, so let's go back to the 80s. Daryl Waltrip is an established NASCAR driver who's tearing it
There
up.
we go.
Multiple championships, living the dream. Well, actually, it was his younger brother. His younger brother is Michael. He's pretty much a non-factor. Just can't perform.
Does Dick Trickle come up in this combo?
Unfortunately not.
Okay,
Michael won the 1996 All-Star race, but it doesn't count because it's just an exhibition. So that was the peak of his career. Well, in 2001, NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt himself signs Waltrip to his team. Before that, he went 462 starts without a points race win.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. His first race with the team was the 2001 Daytona 500. The motherfucker won the race.
Oh.
Sadly, Earnhardt is killed in an on-track incident. Then he wins the Daytona 500 again in 2003.
Okay.
And another pair of races outside of those. He went on to own a team which almost won the 2012 championship, but it closed in 2015 due to money problems.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great story. Like losing 462 times without a single point, and then coming in and just tearing shit up.
Yeah, without a win. I mean, that's a long stretch without a win. I mean, you got to figure that's
how do you just not up and quit?
how long? That's got to be like 15 years or something. I mean, like that's a lot of races.
That's a ton of races
without winning. Yeah. That was your 3?
That was my number 3.
My number 3. Everybody's favorite Tropic Thunder character.
Dude, we were so close.
Robert Downey Jr.
That's my number 2.
All right, let's
dive in.
Robert Downey Jr., dude. Apparently, I was reading an article that said so he had he was very successful as a an actor, and it when he was young.
Well, yeah, he was in a lot of good movies. He was in Less Than Zero.
But then when he went through
Back to School,
I can't remember what year. It was like a 3 or 4 year period in the early 2000s where he went through rehab a bunch of times.
Well, yeah, because he won Best Actor for Chaplin.
Right.
Then he just let that success get to his head, just fell apart.
Well, apparently he admitted that he's had drug problems since he was 8 years old.
Yeah, he was a child actor.
Right, and his dad was a drug addict or an alcoholic or something. But I mean, to make it that far, if you're doing drugs since the time you're 8 years old, to make it that far until you had to actually, he was holding it together pretty well.
Dude, not many of us could have held it together like that.
And then to have such bad drug problems and then to make it back. And now, everybody loves Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he's part of the most successful movie franchise of all time.
Right. And
that is a great comeback. That's why I made my number 2.
Yeah. Because most people, we all know some people that are on drugs and there ain't no coming back. Yeah. Now, to be fair, they also don't have fame and fortune to look forward to. But
they don't have the resources to get them out of that hole.
Right. But it is possible.
Very possible.
Apparently, if you try hard enough.
Yeah.
You know?
He said he felt rock bottom when he was eating Burger King. He was sitting on the sidewalk eating Burger King and he thought, this is rock bottom. I gotta get help.
I've been there before, dude.
Dude, if that's your rock bottom, let me introduce you to my rock bottom. His rock bottom's pretty damn high compared to others.
That's fair. So yeah, that was my 3. That was your 2.
That was my number 2.
All right, so my number 2, you mentioned it earlier, Tiger Woods.
Dude, awesome comeback. Like I said, we all want him to come back.
10 years without winning a major?
Yeah.
It was 2009 and 2019, right?
Yeah, he went out, got the shit beat out by his ex.
Yeah, he developed a real drug problem because of his back pain. He went through all these back fusion, all these.
That was the time when people got busted for having an affair. They just said they had a sex addiction and they went to rehab.
Yeah, because then it came out there was 29 women or some nonsense accusing him, or it might have been more. You remember whenever the well busted? Yeah, which there was only. If I can't remember, but if you go back and research it, there was so many accusers coming out of the woodworks left and right. Well, but there was only 8 or 9.
At least it was all consensual.
Okay, so there was only like 8 or 9 that he actually admitted to and said like, okay, yeah, this was like, I don't know. There was like a real weird gray area, and there was a bunch that were just, women were just saying it just to get money.
I wonder how many were cart girls.
Oh, I'd say at least a third.
They'll get you.
But yeah, Tiger Woods, dude. I mean, wrecking his truck into a tree and getting beat half to death with his own clubs by his wife. And
now he's about to make his second comeback.
Okay. That's what I'm looking forward to.
If he comes back from that.
If he does it again, I mean.
He'll be the comeback king on top of being the greatest golfer of all time.
He'd be number 1. Wait, so we've neither one said my number 1. I didn't think you thought of it.
All right, so it's going to my number 1 now.
It is going to your number 1 because if he comes back again, he'd be the undisputed number 1 in this comeback list. Other than my current number 1.
I would have Tiger at number 2 if he comes back again.
Okay.
My number 1, I got Napoleon.
That's a trash pick, dude. Explain to me why.
Okay. He was pretty much.
I know you didn't think of mine.
Probably not.
Nobody would have.
Well, he pretty much got downgraded for quote unquote being an emperor of like half of fucking Europe. He lost some battle with Russia, then he got exiled to like the.
Wasn't he like 5'3"?
Not really. That was a myth. That was just propaganda against him to make him seem like a little pussy. But he was actually just average. I was like 5'11".
I'm not buying it, dude.
All right, man. I got a little fun Napoleon fact at the end.
Okay.
All right, so he got exiled to like this little tiny island in central Italy. He modernized it, like made it his own. He invaded mainland France with only 700 people and 1 ship and just walked to the nearest French army saying, "Come on, y'all know y'all love me." And they're like, "Yeah, we do love you as a general." So he gathered an army of 200,000 people and fought Prussia, Austria, UK, and Russia. And he came back from that. From being exiled to coming back from that and just beating the dog shit out of everybody.
Okay. I mean, I love the spirit.
Yeah, that's why I think it's the greatest.
I've heard of Napoleon my entire life and all that. I've never looked into it once. I'm sure I learned about him at some point. But
but he wasn't 5'3". He was like 5'10", 5'11".
Okay.
They said he was short as propaganda, making him seem like a pussy to the opposing troops.
On the opposite hand, apparently Paul Revere, very short, right?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Well, anyway, that was your number 1?
Also, the Paul Revere thing, bullshit.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just a poem.
What?
Yeah. It was fiction. Kind of broke my heart.
I'm not going to look into it, dude. Quit lying to me.
Okay, I mean, shit.
Don't come in here speaking facts, bro. All right, so my number 1, obvious. Come on, dude. Think most obvious comeback story of all time.
New Orleans after Katrina.
No. Don't think any time recent. Long ago.
Jesus.
Easy number 1, baby. Came back from death. I don't know how you can dispute that.
I didn't think about it.
Exactly, dude. Nobody thought of it.
Hey,
it can't. He's
probably making another comeback too.
He's gonna. I don't know. Nobody knows when. You know?
Right. It's on his own time. He's probably watching. I'm still here.
I was sitting there brainstorming. Okay, comebacks, and I was like, wait.
Can't top Jesus.
Obvious. Can't top Jesus. He literally came back from the dead.
3 days later.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
So yeah, I got Jesus in the 1 spot.
That's nuts. Speaking of nuts, you want to hear my fun fact?
Okay.
Napoleon's penis is still preserved and it gets auctioned off almost all the time.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, like for like millions of dollars. People want Napoleon's penis.
There's also, dude, there's no way I'm going to gather this thought right now. That did just remind me. There's somebody's brain that gets auctioned off
Ted Williams?
It either gets auctioned off all the time or it's constant. Like it got lost and they're constantly trying to find it. And dude, there's no way I'm going to remember who it is.
No, never mind. Not millions of dollars. It was last offer for it was $100,000 for Napoleon's penis.
Yeah, well, who wants it, dude? Who knows? Is it just in vinegar or what is it in?
Oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to look too much into it.
Is it in mineral spirits? Is it just?
I don't know. How about you look into that?
Who knows? I don't want to see a picture of it or anything.
That's why I don't want to look too much into it. I don't want to see it.
Speaking of nuts,
imagine,
dude. Anyway. But yeah, dude.
Jesus.
Yeah. Easy number one for comebacks, dude. All right, do rundown.
That's my all-time segue right there.
Yeah.
Going off the rail, talking about Jesus to Napoleon's penis.
Hey, speaking of nuts. All right, so rundowns.
All right, number 10, I got 28-3. 9, I got Drew Brees. 8, I got Steve Jobs. 7, Ulysses S. Grant. 6, Leicester City FC. 5, Cavs down 3-1. 4, Tiger Woods. 3, Michael Waltrip. 2, Robert Downey Jr. Number 1, Napoleon.
Dude, and wild, neither one of us even, I mean, I don't know if you thought about it or not. What was it? It was Red Sox Yankees. It was like 2006.
Yeah, Kurt Schilling's 2004.
2004. Red Sox came down from 3-1 or
3-0.
3-0, yeah. Anyway, throw that in the honorable mention. My number 10 spot, Colts Chiefs. Colts came back 28 points to win 45-44. Hey.
I'll take it. We don't have music going on in the background. I knew something was off.
Wow.
I knew something was off.
I think it's because there was so much outside noise.
All right. I'm kind of digging
Some
it.
Hispanic music, yeah. Yeah, that's Spanish, dude.
Dude, tacos and beer is lit right now.
Anyway, my number 9 spot, I got Hootie, or Darius Rucker, as some of you may know. Number 8 spot, Mike Tyson. 7, the Mud Dogs come back to win the Bourbon Bowl when Bobby Boucher shows up at halftime. 6 spot, 28-3. 5, Joaquin Phoenix. 4, Kurt Warner. 3, Robert Downey Jr. 2, Tiger Woods. And number 1, obvious number 1, Jesus himself.
Jesus. That's nuts.
So Thursday, I don't know if y'all have noticed this pattern yet or not. We try to do at least one music every roughly 10 episodes, which is wild. It seems like we do one and then a week later we're doing it again, but it's 10 episodes in between there. What is it? Music, sports, movies. Try to keep a solid rotation every 10 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've had 4 people text me about the Hidden Relic.
Have they gotten it right?
1 person came close.
Okay.
I'm not going to say who came close.
Okay. We're also not going to give any hints at all. The only thing we're going to say right now is if you're going to take your guess, you only get one guess, and it has to be.
It's not the Joker.
It has to be exactly specific.
Has to be specific.
I can't stress enough.
The exact name.
Correct. Or thing. We can't. Or category.
We'll see. We'll be the judge.
All we're saying is your answer has to be exactly right.
Somebody, I'm not going to say who, came super fucking close.
Okay, somebody else came super close to general.
Oh.
I can't stress enough how
I'm not going to say who it is
because
I don't want them I want all 4 of them to think it's them I'm talking about.
Okay. But yeah, again, sorry for taking so long on the 5 Hammond Establishment hats. There's a hat shortage and we're working on it. You know, so it's a blockchain problem or supply chain, not blockchain.
Just get some Hammond Establishment NFTs.
What?
No, I don't know. You said blockchain.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's where I messed up. I meant supply chain. Anyway, so yeah, that is comebacks. Thursday, y'all will be getting top 10 2000s albums.
Yeah, that was a bigger well than I thought.
Dude, we're going to get into the next episode. Again, when I do my digging for these lists are so trash.
Oh my God, are they?
Like,
I think they put
they were ruining whenever I started thinking back, which I mean, don't get me wrong, we do our top 10.
Like when we do our top 10s. When you try to do like a historical top 10, yeah, it's going to be obvious which was the best album.
But no, that's the thing. Even I think it was like Rolling Stone top 100 albums of
2000.
Dude,
every time we do
it was ridiculous, the list they had.
Every time we do a music list, that's the first list I look at as well. So
yeah.
I don't know why, dude.
Because they're
the worst.
They're absolutely trash.
Yeah.
There was maybe 2 in their top 100 that made my top 10.
Like I don't know.
Maybe I know 1 did.
Like I don't know what's more trash. Rolling Stone when it comes to our music list, or Rotten Tomatoes when it comes to our movie list.
They're equally as bad, honestly.
They really are.
But anyway, so thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all Thursday.